Okay, welcome back to the introduction to PixelLab. With this introduction, when you are done with this introduction, you can even start designing without watching another tutorial. Welcome back to the part B, the second session. Now here we are going to focus on the down. Our first class, we focus at the top. Now we are going to focus on the downside. Okay, down, we have the three circles joined together. We have the letter A, we have the polygonal kind of shape. We have two shapes joined together, and we have the magic star. Okay, now starting with the circle. Circle now, at each of them you click, you will see their properties or their tools or things that comes with them. Starting with the circle. Now the circle, we have the projects, we have the templates. The project folder is where you are going to see the work you've done using PixelLab. These are examples of the things I have done with this PixelLab. I use more of my CorelDRAW. I use more of CorelDRAW to make my designs, but in case of emergency, I use my PixelLab. So as time goes on, you will learn how to design with your PixelLab. So projects is where you go and see the work you have designed with your PixelLab, and if you want to open any of them and continue working, you click and start doing the working. Why these ones you see here are the default, they are templates. Just like I said in the other class, if you want to write quotes, maybe quote you want to post for the day, you can simply click on the template. Now select the text box. When you select the text box, you click on this edit, this pencil at the top. We are at the top now. This pencil that is beside this bucket, click on it. Now click on the first one. You now edit the text you want to edit if you want to type by yourself. But if you want to use quotes, already made quote, go to the quotes icon and click. But make sure you select the text box so that the quote is going to take the text effects. If you look at this new text here, you see that there's it has mixture of light purple and kind of white or milk color and purple. If you want to apply that effect to your quote, select it and click on quotes. Now select any quote you want, click OK. It's going to give you automatically that same text effect. You can now save it as project if you still want to use it in future. Or like for me, or in this kind of a thing, I don't need to edit anything now, as I don't need it in future. It's just something I want to post. I can simply save it only as image. Always remember to save as save using Ultra. You can share it direct from here to your WhatsApp, or you save it first after you share it. I've taught you how to do this in our first class. So these are templates. If you want to use any of the templates, you click, it will come out. You select, choose. Like I said, this is more of using it for quotes. I don't even like this thing because it's, to me, I don't like it. Look at this now. Can you read this? No. Although sometimes it will be useful, sometimes it will not be useful. For at the moment now, it is useless because nobody can read this thing. That is why I prefer designing my own stuff in my own style. And that is why you need to understand how this PixelLab works, so that you can customize, you can do your own design. Instead of using all those ones, you can even use your defaults. When you use your default, you go and set the size. If you are not designing e-flyer, e-flyer is normally square. But if you are not designing, if you want to customize, click on size. We've done that in our first class. If you want to know more, you go and watch the first video if you haven't. Okay, aside all these, okay, I've shown you this is where you pick your projects. Okay, aside that, you You can now go to, let's go to A. Let's put this thing on blend design. This A is talking about test, anything test and how you are going to edit the test, anything test and how you are going to format that test. If you click on style, this style, click on browse, these are going to show you test effects. These things are too childish, I don't use these, I'll customize my own. If you click on it, it will come out. I don't even use this because it doesn't look fancy to me. But if you want to use it, if you click, you now click on edit, this one at the top here, or you can click this one now. You have two options. Remember what I told you in the first class, that most of the things here has 2 ways or even 3 ways you can do it. It has 2 ways or 3 ways you can do it. So either you click on edit down here under the A tab, or you click the one beside this bucket at the top. You click, you edit what you want to edit, type what you want to type, click OK. That is, we got the effect from browse. Then if you want to customize your own, let's say you type something, you want to save it so that you'll be using it next time. I will show you how to customize. After customizing, you can now save it as in save the test effect. Now I don't want this, let me delete. I don't need this. You select it and press delete. Remember, everything you are seeing here, you are using it to edit the test, the thing you type. And I'm going to explain through lights on the important ones. Let me delete this. It is selected. I'm going to press the delete down here. So delete. Now do you see, because of there is no test, or even if there is test, let's say I add test, now click on this plus sign to add test. There is test, but if that test is not selected, here will not be active, or all those tools you were seeing before will not be there unless test is selected. So either there is no test at all or there is no test selected. So if there is no test selected, anything test selected, here will not, all these things will not be there. If I deselect, that is, if I click outside, they will disappear. Another reason why you need to understand how this PixelLab work, so that you will not say, hey, my test tools, the tools that I use to edit my tests are not active. Here are they. It's like my own is different, or something is wrong with it. It's malfunctioning. No, it's not malfunctioning, because this place, this tab A, is talking about tests, and on your screen, on your working space, on your background, there is no test selected. So when you select the test, they will now come back. Now what did they do? You use this one to edit the test, the new test you are seeing inside this box. You click on edit, you now edit what you want to edit there. DanGraffix, click OK. I have changed the test. Now what and what do you want to apply? Do you want to increase? You can do it manually by holding this button to increase. Why this one? Use it also to adjust. Then this one that looks like C upside down, that is this C facing up, use it to rotate. Now to our down buttons, these buttons here, we have the delete. You know the meaning of delete. Copy means to duplicate. To duplicate, when you click on this, it has duplicated. Another way you can duplicate, when you click on this edit at the top, you see the same icon that duplicate beside this pencil by the right hand side at the top. If you click on it, it will duplicate. And remember what I told you, there are 2 or 3 ways you can do something. So I'm showing you this so that you will not get confused when I use maybe the options up instead of using the one down. All of them are the same thing. So you can click here, copy the one below, or you click here to duplicate. You can also use the layer. If you remember in our first class, when you click on layer, you can come here and click on duplicate. So I have, let me off my layer, look at it. I have now like 3 ways I can duplicate. I'll show you so that you won't get confused. Okay, let me delete them. Okay, select, delete. Okay, select. I can click the one below. At least I can. You now know where I'm deleting from. I can delete from up. I can delete from down. All of them are the same thing. Now I have this text, and maybe I have a shape. Let me just draw a shape and show you something. This shape, the color is red, for example. Now this my shape. This rectangle is covering the text. If you have watched the first class, you can easily go to the layer, move the text, hold the text and move it up. The text will come up. Close the layer. Do you see? Then another way you can do that is when you select the text using the when you click on the text, because the text is what is selected. If I select the angle, all those options will go. Select the text. You can do that if you don't want to use the layer. You can do that by pressing this button to back. That means going to the back of everything on the page aside the background. Then to front means it's going to come at the front of everything, to back to front. Now this option works only for text. If you want to do it on the shape, do you see when I select the shape, those things are no longer active, but when I select the text, they will now become active. When we get to the shape one, I will still show you. Okay, this is to position. I hope you saw what I clicked. After the to back, the next one is position. Now to position, instead of moving with your hand, you can simply, or sometimes if I prefer you moving with hand because hand is faster, you can move with this arrow. Although here you use here when you want to arrange it to a particular, or you are moving it to move in a particular line. And if you want to increase the speed, do you see it moves faster? If you reduce, it's going to move in small. This is up and down. With the arrow, you have to understand this is moving up, this is moving down, right, left. If you get to where you want, you click OK, or you can manually move it with your finger. Then relative position. Relative position. If you have watched the first class, you will notice we have these kind of things here. Extreme right, extreme left. If you watch the first video, you will understand this thing I'm saying now. Extreme top, you will record these words I'm mentioning. Extreme. Now let's say I put this thing here. I want it to take this vertical line, this horizontal line, but I want it to go to the extreme right. I'll click here. I want it to go extreme, this is left. Extreme right, I'll click here. Down. So this goes to the edges and the midpoints of the whole background. When you get to the point you want, you click, you click OK. That is the good icon. Size. Now size, let me delete this rectangle. Size, you can resize manually with this, or you click and go to size. I'm showing you this or this so that when we start practicing, when we start designing, you will not get confused when I be using different methods. I may decide to use my hand to increase it. I may decide to come here and choose a particular size. You see, as I'm increasing and reducing this, the font size is increasing. You can also do it manually. Sometimes if I forget using the size, I will go here. Unless there's a particular size I want, I will now go for size. Now paddling now, if you check that text box, I'm giving a gap from the left, this one now from the right. So if you want to add space to your text box, you use this paddling. When you are done, you click OK. If you don't like it, you cancel it. It will return back to how it was. Color. Here we have color and we have gradient. Gradient is when you are adding, when you want to add more than one color, but you want the color to blend inside as if they are one color. That is, maybe you want to mix something like red and white, red and black the same time. You go for gradient. But let's check out the color first. You click the color you want, you scroll, you see many colors, there are many of them. Then if the color you want is not here, if the particular color you want is not here, now what you have to do is click on the plus sign and now click any point you want. As you are clicking, if you check the circle at the top, that is the actual color you are selecting, which is the hue. Remember, the graphics mastering course, it is free. Need it, you type PDF, I will send it to you. I'll send you the link. That will teach you more things like principles guiding color. And when you select the color you want, you can now adjust the color thickness, lightness, or opacity. Opacity is how transparent you want it to be, or how thick. How do I explain this? That is, if you want the thing to be, well, let me start with the one at the top. These bars you are seeing here, let's say I picked red and I want the red to be fed. You see, be looking at the circle at the top. This circle here at the top, that is the main color that is going to be selected when we click OK. Now let's say I say green. Now green, you do want lighter green, or do you want it to be darker? So here, the one at the middle makes the color darker when you drag to the left, or it returns to the original color when you drag to the right. But this one at the top is when you move to the when you move to the left, it's going to be lighter, or that is lighter of that color, or you return it back to the original color. Then this one, if you want the color to be transparent, you want the color to be there, but you want it to be transparent, as in to be so that somebody can see through it. I don't know if I'm making sense here. Let me show you what I mean. Look at this DanGraffix. Now let me put a shape behind it so that you understand what I'm saying. Now this shape, I want the text to come up. I'll click the text and go to my letter A tab, go to front, it will come at the front. Now I want this green color to be here, this green color on DanGraffix, but I want to be seeing that white, this rectangle, I want to be seeing it through this DanGraffix. So what I'm going to do is, when I click DanGraffix, I will go to my color. It's even here, so you can use this opacity. When you go to color and go to click on the plus sign, then you go to this last one, reduce it, click OK. Do you see? I am seeing that white, as in it's like I've reduced the transparency, I've increased the transparency of this right up. It's now looking as if it is watermark. I don't know if you know what is watermark. So that's what they do. When you click here, this is making the color darker or to the original, while this one makes it transparent or original. Then this one fed the color or original. Then gradient gradient, when you click on gradient is mixture of 2 or more colors. You can pick colors styles here. If the one you are looking for is not here, you click on plus sign. Now customize. How do you customize? This point now is yellow. If you don't want this yellow, you want it to be maybe green, you click here, this bar here. You click this bar at the left, which is that color. Click on it. When you click on it, there's a bucket down here. Make sure that the box, you first of all tap on the box, then go to this bucket almost at the above. Okay, this thing that looks like bucket, this one here. Click on it, choose the color you want to replace that one. Let me choose green for example. Click OK. Choose whether it's going to be dark green or light green. As you are changing, be looking at the circle at the top. Click OK. You see I've changed the color of this place. Now I want to change the purple or violet color. I'll click on the violet, which is this. Click on it. Now click on that bucket. Now choose the color I want to be there. When you choose the color, you choose whether it's going to be lighter or darker. You set it and click OK. You see I've changed the color. Now if you want to add color in between, or if you want to add more color, you click on the plus sign. Another bar will come out. Now this bar, as you select the bar and click, you choose the color you want to be there and click OK. You see I've added, and you can move it. You can move all these things. As you are moving, you'll be seeing the effect. Now this color style is called ellipse or radial or ellipse. That is circle gradient. If you don't want it to be circle, you can now choose from here. This is linear. This is the circle style. Any of them you choose, you can still move by yourself, moving these points. As you are moving, that is how the color is going to be applied when you click OK. You see I've changed the color. So you see this thing is now is getting interesting. Although we have not started designing anything now. So that's how you choose color. Now there are some cases you want. Let me choose one color for example. Now I choose black. Now I want DA to be in red color. Only DA. When I go to color, I can use this highlight button here, this highlight here, and select only, let me say down. I want it to be a different color, a different solid color. When I highlight only that place, I will now scroll and choose the color I want. It will be applied only on those highlighted text after you click OK. Now this one is kind of different from gradient. Gradient is going to merge the color, as in blend the color. But this one now is kind of different, black and white. Still on the text. Now texture. Texture is when you want to fill your text. Instead of using color, now you want to use texture. This is another reason you need that PDF class. That place explains what texture is. Now, instead of using color, this black and white, yellow color, red color to fill the text, you're going to use image to fill it, or what we call texture. Now I've not downloaded anyone, but I can use the one I have in my phone. That is the one I downloaded in my phone, not the one I downloaded in PixelLab. The one you download in PixelLab will be here, while the one in your phone will be here. So I'm going to browse inside my phone now. You look for anything. Let me use. Okay, let me go inside. Or let me go inside. Let me use this for example. Now I want this thing to be the color of that text. Instead of using normal color, I want this one to be the color. Click OK. Do you see the color has entered inside a circle? sorry, it has entered inside the text. So instead of using color, normal color gradient or this, you can use a texture, and that texture we got it here. Where are you? We got it here. Now you can adjust the texture by increasing and reducing. You can adjust it. Here we have opacity. Opacity is almost like that transparency of a thing I showed you earlier in color, making it to look as if it is watermark. Make it to look as if it's watermark. Rotate. I've shown you how to rotate manually using this thing that looks like C. Hold it and move left and right to rotate, or you click on the rotate tool, use it and rotate. As you move up and down, left and right, as you move left and right, it will be rotating. If you don't need it again, you can undo. Let's say you move it this way, you don't need it, you click on this thing here, it will bring it to how it was before. Now this mask is kind of an advanced tool. I think we are not going to use that for now, or if you have the time you can play around with it. I don't normally use it, so I don't see the need. Do you see what it did to this? It's going to, in fact, I don't normally use it. Undo. Remember undo. When you make any mistake now, like I made a mistake, I'm seeing that thing as a mistake and I want to reverse what I did. I'll click this thing here to undo. So making a mistake should not make you panic. Don't panic when you make a mistake. Click here to retrieve what you did. Font. According to the name, font is just like the type of handwriting you want to use. When you click on it, you now pick the style of text you want. You can download more. You can download more fonts for yourself. The font has changed. Let me change the color of this. Let me remove that texture and fill it with normal color. Let me use gradients. Click on this. Why is it not changing? Let me choose normal color. Okay, sorry, the texture, that is, this one is covering it. Let's go to texture and delete the texture so that our color we can easily fill our color. I hope you understood what I did. Before, it was filled with texture, that is, instead of normal color, it was filled with an image. Now after filling it with image, I now want to return it to normal color. I was clicking on color, the color wasn't showing. I clicked on color, it wasn't showing. And now remember that I have to clear off this texture I put. That is removing that image. The image is blocking the color I'm selecting. So I'll go back to texture and click on delete. It will delete that image that I used as color. Now when you click on font, okay, we have gone here. You click OK. You have changed the handwriting or the text style. If you come to this B is where you can bold the text, italize it, underline it. Then if you don't need all of them, all these effects, you cancel. Now you can also select the place you want to apply those things by highlighting only that portion, just like we did in color. Can only highlight down. This thing is moving the whole screen. Okay, I've selected down. Now I want only down to be italicized. Do you see? I want it only to be underlined. And then if you don't need it, you cancel it. Click OK. Curve, this one now is when you want to kind of, maybe you are designing a logo and you want the write-up to be in a kind of a circle form to go around the circle. Can manage this. In CorelDRAW we do more than this one is doing. If you want it to return back to original, you click on this one. Then background, this background is not talking about this green and yellow. It's talking about this border, this thing that looks like a square, the container of this text, this place where this DanGraffix is, this thing that looks like rectangle that is covering it. That is the background of the text. So if you want to change it, where are you? If you want to change it, click on background, on it. You see the color has changed. You now choose the color that you want to be inside. You can change to gradient. So the text box now is now like what do you call it? It's now like a container. You can adjust the padding. You can increase the space by the left. You can increase the one at the right. You can also increase the top and down as you are moving all these things. So you can increase if you don't need it, you cancel. If you need it, you mark it good. These things you'll be applying them when we start designing. Now alignment. In that same tutorial where I taught the principles of graphics, you will understand this alignment very well there. Now these alignments, let me edit this text. You can click on edit, press enter. Full stop. Another enter. My name is Darlington. And I am popularly known as Mazdi. After typing, now this thing is in paragraph, it's too much. Let me reduce. Yes, I'm reducing manually with this button. And if you remember what I told you, if you are reducing, reduce uniformly. Now this thing is in left alignment. Left alignment is because everything, if you look at the left hand side of this write-up, they are straight, but the other side is jaga jaga. Click on alignment. You can choose to make it center, move it to the left. And justify means it to balance from edge to edge. You use this more of when you are typing in more than one line of a text. So this is alignment. Spacing. If you want space between letters, then this is space between words. Line spacing. This one nice line spacing. If you want space between, if you are reducing the space between text, you are increasing space between lines. Like if you see the line between DanGraffix and Academy is smaller now, then it's bigger. Stroke. Stroke is outline. You call it outlining. CorelDRAW. Now, this stroke of a thing, if you want to apply it, you apply it on few text, as in text that is not too lengthy. Maybe your headings, that book, you need that book. The heading of your text. Now, let me show you what I mean. let's assume that the color of this text is white. Is white. Here is white. This one, okay, this is under gradient. Let me put it normal white. Or it is yellow. Yellow and white. Yellow and white is not good. Or something like this. Do you see? I'm not seeing that DanGraffix very well. But I want to use that color. What I have to do is to go and add outline. Or you call it stroke. Click on outline. Now enable it. You see black border on the text. Now you can choose how thick you want it to be. How thick you want it to be. Oh, how thick you want it to be. Or how thin you want it to be. You can also change the color from here. Make it red. Make it. This is not good. This is better. You can also change the color. If you don't want it to be one color, you can change the gradient to be, you can change the stroke color to be gradient. That is mixture of one and one color. After you click OK. Shadow, according to the name, you have to on it. Shadow. You see the shadow behind. You use this to control it. Inner shadow. This class don't use idea, the long go. Inner shadow. The shadow will now come inside, and this thing has given it kind of a plastic icon. Plastic effect. It's not like a plastic effect. I don't know if you still remember this thing, this style. You can save this particular style. Next time you need it, simply go here, click on browse. Click on my style, look at it. When you click, I didn't select it. Click on browse, click on my style, select it. You can now use it and edit. Let's say I delete this one now. When I go to OK, look at how you use it. You type something. I want to apply that into this. You click on browse, style, click on browse, go to my style, select that one and click OK. It will take the effects ASAP. It will take the effects. So if there is any text effect you apply and you like it, you like the font and all the properties, you can save it. Next time you want to use it, you simply use this method I just showed you. You do it by adding text. Type anything you want to type. After typing, click OK. Now go and apply that effect to the right up. Go to style, click on save, the one you have saved. I'm not saving this one. Go to browse, style, browse my style, select that one. It will apply that effect on it, so you don't need to repeat it again. Now we have the emboss. All these ones now are effects. Emboss. This one I don't normally use it because it's not making sense to me. Perspective. Now this is very, very interesting. This is very, very interesting. We will use it. We will use it in our tutorial for you to understand it better. I don't have how I'm going to explain this thing to you so that you understand it. You will need it practically. So we will use it now. So make sure you follow me. Subscribe to this channel. Follow us bumper to bumper. And don't miss out any tutorial. 3D effects. Let me undo this thing. 3D rotate. Not test. 3D rotate. Here now. Normally if you want to rotate, you use this and rotate. This one is normal rotating. It's like moving the steering of a motor, of a car. You are rotating. Now this one is flipping. When you move it, you are kind of flipping it. Why this one is there from right to left, as if you are mirroring it. Although there are some cases they make sense depending on your creativity. Graphics is all about creativity. It's not only knowing the tool. It's when you know the tool, then use your creativity and apply them. That's when you have something in mind. Since you know how to use your tools, you now bring it to life using your tools. That's why you have to be. You have to know three things to become a graphic designer. One, knowing the principles guiding graphics. Two, knowing your tools. And three, you being creative, using your number series to apply those things you learned. 3D test. This one now is going to add 3D effects as if the thing is in block form. So as you are playing around with this, it's going to be showing you some effects, which when you like it, this is oblique, this is perspective. When you apply, if you need it, for me, I don't normally use all these things. Instead, I will create normal text effects, which I will still drop the tutorial very soon on how to apply text effects. All these text effects you see in designs. I don't know if I have anyone in my phone. Let me check. Text effect like this crossover. I will show you how to do things like this welcome, how to do like this SS grace, this grace, how to do them. I will make a tutorial on that. So I prefer using that than wasting my time here. This one is not that fanciful. Now this is 3D shadow effects. This one is okay. Yes, you can use it, play around with this, you see what they do. If you understand it, you can apply. This class is getting longer again. No. Click on reflection on it. Now this is like when you place something at the top of a glass, you'll be seeing the reflection there. Now you customize how you want the reflection to be. After, if you like it, mark it. If you don't like it, cancel it. Now let's go to this one. Now the center one, the polygon. I hope you are jotting down. Don't worry, I will round up the whole thing in this class so that we are done with introduction to PixelLab, so that our next class we will start making designs. The center one. Now here is talking about shapes, because when you want to design, there are things that make up designs. Color, objects, that is visual. They are called visual elements. Those things, it can be a form, it can be a shape, it can be text, it can be, in fact, all those things that when you see it, it will now become a design in your eye. So when you click on this polygonal tab, this the one at the center, here is talking about shapes. Now because what is selected here is text, that's why you are seeing only these things. Had it been is the rectangle, let me select rectangle now, you will see here has changed. And with everything I've shown you in this test tab, this one now will be easy, so I will not be wasting time more. I'm even getting tired. Okay, let me delete all these things so that it Don't be confusing. Delete. You can use the one up, you can use the one down. Now when you click on it here, you can bring in sticker. Those same stickers I showed you when you click on the plus sign at the top. These stickers, in fact, all these things you are seeing here, aside the test, and the current date, the sticker, shape, from gallery, and draw, these are where they are too. Remember, there are some things that you have two ways to do them. Stickers, those stickers are still here. You can also get it from here. They are the same thing. Now import here is when you want to bring in picture for your work. You want to use picture to design something. And I told you that there's a short video I uploaded in this channel teaching you how to use photo room to remove background of an image. You bring the picture, you click, you can use it now and make your design. So make sure you go and watch that video on how to remove background. Comment, share it, and like it. Where am I? Import is bringing external picture you want to use for your design, but it's not going to be a background where you can crop out where you want and where you don't want. Mark good. This one, the background has been removed. This one, there is background. So when you want to work with picture, it's different from this one, using it as background. Now when you select, I don't need to explain all these things. All these things are the same thing with everything here. They are the same thing, so I'm not wasting time here. I'm not even explaining anything here. They are the same thing. I've explained. This thing means color, texture. I'm not explaining, I'm tired. I'm sorry if you are hearing what I'm saying. No, it's not easy. The two rectangles joined together. Now this one is talking about your background, this place. This one is talking about your work, the work you've done before with templates, the ones you can quickly select when you want to do something like quote design. Then this one is talking about your test. This one is talking about the shapes and pictures. This is talking about shapes and pictures. Nothing to explain here now. You pick draw, you draw something, you pick color. I'm not explaining this. Then this one here is talking about your background. Now let's say I want to change the background of this thing to one color or gradient color. Remember, we have this here, which I told you that in our first class that there's another way you can do it, and that another way now is this place. When you click on this bucket, you can choose whether gradient as your background or use one color as your background. I've shown you how to mix color. They are the same thing. The way you add color to text, that's the same way you can add color here. Now if you don't want any color at all, you now select transparent. Now we normally use this transparent when we design logo. You design logo or you design something, but you don't want that thing to have transparent you don't want it to have background color. For instance, now let me delete these things. Like this sticker, let me delete this too. Like this sticker now, I want to convert this sticker to image, and I don't want it to have any background. I want it to be transparent. So I'm going to change my background to transparent using this. And remember, if you want to save this kind of a thing, you are going to save, after saving it as project. Remember, you save as project as your raw file. so that if there's any correction you can easily do it. While saving as image is when you are converting it to picture. Now in this case you are not going to select JPEG because JPEG is going to add background for you. So in this case we want it to be transparent. We want only that sticker to be there. We don't want any other thing to be at the back. That's why we are going to select PNG. So do you now understand the difference between JPEG and PNG? I mentioned something like this in our first class. So this second class now I think you've understood it better. You have to select PNG so that it will be exactly like that as it is now without background. Now always remember to select Ultra. And again, it's not because, let's say if you have background here and save it as PNG, that background is going to come out too. So you use PNG when you put it on transparent background. You now use PNG, or maybe where you want to send it requires PNG format, you set it on PNG. Okay, this is where you customize the size of the image. The size of the image, if you are in our first class, in fact you need to go and watch that first video if you haven't watched it. It's the same thing as image size here, which means if you want to resize your page, your background, maybe somebody asks you to design a particular thing, a flyer with a particular size, this is where you come and customize the size. In the first class I taught how to customize your size. If you don't know it, go and watch the first video. Image here is if you want to use the image that the PixelLab came with. If you want to use it and start your design, use it as your background. Let me delete this. If you want to use the image, this thing came with PixelLab came with. Then if you don't want to use their own, you want to use the own you have in your phone, just like instead of clicking here, you now click on from gallery. From gallery, you pick the image you want to use, click OK, resize it. All these things I've taught them in the first class. You resize the way you want, use it as your background. Then you can also capture from your camera direct. You capture it, you use it as your background, crop it the way you want and click OK. Now the last but not the least, the magic star tool, the magic wand. Now this one you can use it to rotate your entire work. Then you can add effect, but where I normally use this, I don't use it here. I use it in my finished work because applying it here is not making sense to me. It's not making sense. Let me open a work and show you what I mean that it's not making sense to me. Let me open this for example. Okay, this is a work. Okay, not this one. Not this one. This one is let me open this one for example. Now this one is editable. Okay, if I go to that magic wand, let me show you what I mean. If I'm applying all these things, you'll not be seeing them. It will be only applying to the main background. Do you see the background is changing color? It's applying to the background. Anything I choose here now, it's applying to the background. So I don't normally use it, although you can still use it. Maybe you want to adjust the background, but where I normally use it, look at where I normally use it. Cancel. Where I normally use it is after saving the work. When I'm done with the work, I will now save it as project first so that I can do correction later. Then after, I will save it as image. When I save it as image, it's supposed to be JPEG because it has background. Now I'll go here and select Ultra. Then last I'm going to click Save to gallery. The size of that work is big, so it's going to waste a little time. Okay, it's done. Remember, this one is still the raw file. Now I'm going to close this PixelLab. Okay, now when I open it again, I'm going to bring down my work. Now I'm going to bring it as background. Let me do it slowly so that you know where I'm clicking. I clicked on these three dots, click on use image from background, from gallery. Now select that that work I did last. Now remember, this one is not the raw file. This one is the one I converted to image. Let me delete this text, new text. Now I'll go and use that my magic wand and start applying these things. It will not be making sense because anything I'm doing now is going to be applying on all of them. You see? Let me choose brightness, for example, to be applying to all of them. But before it was applying to only to the background. Click on noise. Click on. It's not that you are going to apply all these things. I'm just showing you so that you can apply any of them. This thing now is looking like AI generated design. You know, AI like adding noise. So all these effects are things you can add to your design. I think that's the end of this class. Make sure you like, comment PDF if you need the course, the mastering course. Then what again? Subscribe. I've talked a lot, that's why I'm forgetting myself. Pardon me. Make sure you write the thing. You can save this video because this video is long. Save it. And once you understand these things I just mentioned, our other classes will not be hard for you and me. So when I'm be mentioning things and be doing it, it will be entering inside your body, your soul, your bone, your everything. See you in the next video. Thank you for your time. This is almost another 1 hour.